Hello everybody, this is Zoe from No Safer Place, and I'm not sure if this will be the first one up or my Disney vlogs will be up before, but today I'm talking about eating gluten-free at Disneyland Paris. I was actually diagnosed back in October, so it hasn't actually been very long, so I haven't been to Disneyland Paris since my diagnosis, so I was super nervous. I had heard so many horror stories, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I did a bit of research beforehand and kind of scoped out what people said were the best places to eat, but because we were on a meal plan, we kind of steered clear of the Disney Village because obviously the places there aren't included in the meal plan. So we were there from Sunday to Wednesday, and I'm going to be talking about breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks and everything in between. So let's get on with the video. So we arrived at dinner time on Sunday. We had a reservation for 4:30 at the Spur Steakhouse in Frontierland in the main park. I'll be including some footage of what I ate and what the restaurants looked like inside. I did film a few bits like that, so through everything I'll be adding a few clips in between. So as I say, the first place was Spur Steakhouse. To start, I had prawn salad with sweet and sour crunchy coleslaw. It was amazing. This is the one thing that I didn't have footage of because I was being really grumpy that the chips there were no longer gluten-free, so I was having a little bit of a sulk, but it came in like a circle with like 5 or 6 prawns. And then the coleslaw underneath was about this deep. There were loads. I don't eat prawns, so my husband ate those, and I had the coleslaw and salad to start, which was more than enough for me, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that I wouldn't, but it was really lovely. For the main, it was supposed to be steak and chips. That is what I'd heard from everyone, but when I got there, they said that the chips weren't gluten-free. I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication, but I didn't end up having them. What I had was steak, salad, corn on the cob and a tomato. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I have to say the steak was the best steak I have ever had. So although I was a little bit grumpy about the chips, the steak more than made up for it. The dessert that I had was a fruit salad. Pretty much everywhere that we went, fruit salad was the only option. I'm not a huge fan of fruit, so I'm glad that I bought a few chocolatey snacks and sweet snacks. Not that I was hungry, but I do like something sweet after dinner. The fruit salad there was predominantly mango, pineapple and orange. I actually really enjoy mango, so I had all of that. And it also came with this pesto sauce, which I found really strange, especially accompanied with a dessert. I did try it and I didn't like it. But on a whole, I really enjoyed Spur. We were there at 4:30 and it was absolutely dead. So if you like a quiet restaurant, definitely go around that time. In the evening, once we had left the park, it wasn't that late, but I was still a bit peckish and I was really craving chips, obviously. So we went to McDonald's. I had some chips there. I think they were about €2 or €3. I had no problems with them. Now we move on to Monday. So Monday we didn't have breakfast in the hotel. We had breakfast at the Auberge de Cendrillon, which is breakfast with the princesses. Now because we were half board, we just paid a top-up price, which was £40 for both of us, which I really didn't think was that expensive, and it was definitely worth the value for money, especially being gluten-free. So for breakfast, I had potatoes, asparagus, tomatoes, scrambled eggs. That all came on the main plate. I think the only thing that I couldn't have was the waffle and the sausage, so I didn't really feel like I missed out on much there. Then they also brought out a little tray of things like yogurt, crunchy vegetables, fruit salad, smoked salmon, and she also brought out some pre-packaged bread for me to have. I'm not a huge fan of that bread, but obviously it's available there if you'd like it. Now I'm pretty sure you can have any hot drink. I just had tea, but I think the one that we can't have is the hot chocolate. I didn't ask for it, so I'm not 100% sure, so it may be worth checking, but I could definitely have the tea and I could definitely have the coffee. They also come around with apple juice and orange juice, which were both completely fine as well. There was so much food there. We didn't leave there until about 11 o'clock because our reservation was 9:45. I thought we would need lunch that day. We didn't. All we did was had a little snack, which I'll talk about in a minute, because there was so much food there and the interaction with the princesses was amazing, so definitely worth it. As I say, we just had a snack for lunch. We just went to Casey's Corner because I had heard that the chips there were gluten-free. We double checked as we were buying them, completely fine, and I didn't have any reactions to them whatsoever. And I think they were around the same price as McDonald's. In the evening, we went to Buffalo Bill's, and although I found the show quite claustrophobic and it went on very long, I did enjoy it, but definitely claustrophobic. The food was amazing. I wish that I could have had this food in a proper sit-down place where you could sit and talk, because it was probably the best food I had there. I could literally have everything on the menu besides the cornbread and the apple pie. To start, I had a chili, which was amazing. And it also came with nachos, which I double checked and we could have as well. It also came with unlimited beer, Coke and water. Obviously we can't have beer, so I didn't try that, but I had the Coke and water. It was absolutely fine. For the main, it was chicken, ribs, sausages, potatoes. Like there was something else, but there was a lot. There was more than enough there. The bowl of chili was so big at the beginning and I ate all of that I was kind of full by the time that the main came. And then for dessert, as I say, you would normally get an apple crumble or an apple pie with 1 scoop of ice cream, but I asked and they either offered me fruit, which I was really reluctant to have, or they offered me 2 scoops of ice cream, and I was loving that. I was loving actually having a dessert that wasn't fruit salad. So yeah, if you ask for that, they will give you it. And then we move on to Tuesday. That day was the day that we actually had breakfast in the hotel. I was really nervous about it, but I asked one of the waitresses. She was lovely. She brought out a big book. I know we hate those books, but it was all clearly labelled in English, what I could and couldn't have. I was a bit wary of cross-contamination with using different utensils because obviously it's a buffet. So I just had egg and potatoes. I thought I wouldn't push it any more than that because they had lots of pre-packaged stuff, which I was more than happy to have. They had chocolate marble loaf, chocolate chip loaf, shortbread, chocolate chip cookies, crackers, and then the pre-packaged bread, which is what I had. I just had a range of everything and it was all really nice actually. So for lunch that day, we went to Bistro Chez Remy. And last time we went, this was my favourite place. I wasn't feeling very well that day, so I didn't really enjoy it as much as I wanted to, but the food was amazing. To start, I had the poached egg salad. It does, doesn't it? It had a vinaigrette dressing on it. There was more than just a few lettuce leaves in there, which is why I usually hate salad, but it was really, really tasty. And then for main, I had the steak, chips and ratatouille. The only thing that I couldn't have from that main was any kind of sauce, which I was completely okay with because that steak is tasty enough on its own. And you can get a little bit of sauce from the ratatouille. Then for dessert, the age-old fruit salad. It was a bit different this time. It was in tiny little chunks, which you've probably seen from a clip that I've already shown. And it was actually okay. It was mainly apple, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I did eat some of it and it was okay. And then for dinner that evening, we went to Five Guys. I had heard so many good reviews on Five Guys, and Five Guys was one of my favourite places pre-diagnosis, so I was keeping everything crossed that I would be okay. And I was so pleased to know that literally everything in Five Guys is gluten-free besides the Oreo milkshake and obviously the buns. So all the toppings are, the chips are, the drinks are. So I had a chocolate milkshake, a burger in a bowl. So you just choose all the toppings that you want and they put it in like a Chinese takeaway type dish. And I had chips to go with it as well, and that was amazing. We actually took that back to the room because I was super tired that night. and again, no problems. I honestly had no gluten issues for the whole of the trip, which I was so surprised with. I took so many tablets with me just in case, and I didn't have to use them. And then Wednesday was our last day. Breakfast at the hotel again. I won't go through all that again, but it was the same as the day before. And then we had lunch at Plaza Gardens. I wasn't sure what to expect because a buffet I felt really unsure of. So I just stuck with something that I knew was okay. I asked them. There was 2 different stations for fresh chicken, and they said that one they didn't want to give me because they weren't sure of cross-contamination, but the other one they literally cut it for me whilst I was there so I could see everything. I also had the same potatoes that I had at breakfast. I had some hash browns, some veg, some salad, and all of that was absolutely fine. And also, I'm not sure if he's always there, but there was a guy there who was making little personalised apples which had the first initial of your name carved into them. I didn't manage to get one, but I thought they were really cute. I didn't have any dessert that day because I knew a snack that I wanted to try, but everything at Plaza Gardens was lovely and would highly recommend. The snack that I got on the last day was, as you walk into Main Street in the main park, on the right, there's a little shop that sells loads of sweet treats and chocolate, and in there is a little marshmallow Mickey. I wish I'd taken a picture, but I ate him pretty quickly. I think he was something like €2, but he's literally a really thick marshmallow in the shape of Mickey Mouse is. It was absolutely delicious, had no problems, and I think if you're careful and really push that you don't want the allergy meal. I had to say quite a few times that I don't want the allergy menu. Could you please just go to the chef and tell me what is naturally gluten-free, because I know some horror stories about the allergy menu. It is not good, so definitely just ask what is gluten-free and what you can eat. I found that even if they had to take bits away or add bits, I was more than happy to have that. I would much rather have a fresh steak and fresh veg than a microwave meal, which the allergy menu is. Yeah, I did this video because I couldn't really find anything like it for Disneyland Paris before I went, and it would have been really helpful. So I hope this video helps you. I hope it makes you feel a little more reassured about your trip, because I know that I was super nervous before I left. And if you've been and there's anything else that I've missed, please let me know, because hopefully I'll be going back at some point and maybe I'll try some new restaurants, and yeah, hit me with your tips. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that usual good stuff. Also, you can turn on the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos, which is usually every Tuesday and every Saturday. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you'd like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.